So the workshop show is now over. Looks like everything is in place here. So I'm going to pull back the curtain here, and we'll start the pre-show here for the first few minutes, and then get rolling at 2, or at not 2, excuse me, at 6. 2. What am I thinking? 2. All right. So audio is open, and there goes the screen. Hey, there's everybody. That'll show up in just a moment. All right. So yes, everybody, welcome. This is the live Feature Rant pre-show. You might recognize the guest on the left here. Tall Iced Latte was on, I want to say like episode 10 or so.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, you were. There's the triple name crew was Super Fancy Unicorn with you as well. So check my hat. Somebody says. What about my hat?
Looks good to me.
Yep.
Oh no, I don't get to see you during the show, so I have no idea.
It eventually comes up. So that was a whole lot of information. They went almost an entire hour.
Yeah, that was a
And
lot.
I would like to point out that I was pretty much 100% dead right on everything on my impressions about the Kerran last week. So if you don't believe me, go back and watch
Congratulations.
last
Good
week's
job.
show. And I was pretty much on the money about everything. So
Yeah. So between now and the end of the show, I'm sure Dexella will get the new screenshots posted. But for right now, if you folks want, I actually grabbed them all. I just kind of tucked them in Photoshop. I could bring that up real quick and just go through them. If you folks...
no, we'll save that for the show.
sure.
Don't do
Alright.
that now. Save that
that's
for the
true.
show.
That's a good idea.
This is not the time to discuss show content. Hey, chat room. I see Catavari's in there.
Yeah, we got a lot of awesome folks in here already.
Yep, Daddy-O.
Yep. Diggs, Fubar. Fubar's been hanging out. Yeah. So, okay, I sent out the tweet. And, yeah. So, in case anybody wonders when it comes around, there is a very loud clock that, Tall Ice Latte has. It's
No.
awesome.
I turned off. It's my grandfather clock. I actually inherited it from my grandparents, but we turned off the dinger, so no worries there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, like every 15 minutes it'll bong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty awesome clock.
It's pretty cool.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Someone saying your title is wrong.
My title's wrong. What do I have? Water, Moonstone Bricks, and Kerran Style.
They may not have updated on the channel side. I'm sure it
Oh.
will. It happens. It sometimes takes a few minutes for it to kind of refresh over.
Oh, for it to say that I'm doing live Feature Rant?
Yeah. I mean, you're tweeting
Oh,
out-
damn it. I changed that hours ago. I guess it logged me out instead and didn't tell me otherwise. I hate it when it does that.
Yeah, it happens.
Darn it.
All right, tell you
Twitch.
what. I'm going to attend to Kitty Cat like I usually do, and I'll be back in
Yeah.
a few minutes,
You
folks.
do that. You do that.
Okay.
Seriously, they do need to fix that, though, because that's a huge problem.
It's annoying.
Because we don't look like we've been on Landmark for the past however long, which was kind of the goal of the getting the broadcast started early. So, that is. I'm gonna have to talk to someone at Twitch about that, because it's just ridiculous. Literally, I changed it right after Unity Daily.
I know. Just when you think you're on the ball, right? Something happens.
Yeah, and this isn't the first time it's done this, too. I actually refreshed, and it appeared to be there when I refreshed. So I don't know how it reverted back. But,
Don't know.
oh well. Oh well. And they've still got so many things they're trying to work out, like chat still dropping stuff. Live Feather Rant.
Feather in.
No, that was a couple months ago. The feather in a bottle.
Feather in a bottle.
Yeah, it's already. It's not a big deal anymore. All right.
That's one thing I never got. I never got a feather in a bottle.
Really?
Mm-mm.
I'd give you one, except that's the one item I've actually run out of.
Oh.
I've still got lunar anklets, iron pour cutlets, a few gem finders, still tons of 7-day keys. Yeah, rotating templates next week. That's going to be awesome.
Very much looking forward to that one myself.
Yep. What I'm really excited for with it is making things out of props and then just being able to paste and rotate the entire prop group, basically, instead of just having doing it piecemeal.
That's true. That'll be a good time saver right there.
Yeah, for sure. Also, I mean, building with props is fun, especially if you've got, like lining up windows and doing really cool stuff with that. It can save a lot of time to template those out instead of having to re-paste it, and realign everything every time, especially since the first time glass came in, it would actually get misaligned sometimes. I'd put things down, server would restart, and I guess it almost looked like they had collision with each other because everything would be a little bit off and I have to readjust it.
Katavari says, so what about those starter packages? That's something that we haven't mentioned.
Oh,
Have you had a chance to look at that?
Yeah. I did look at those.
What do you think? Or do you want to save it for the show?
I think we could probably stand to save that for the show.
Yeah.
Starter packages. I'll add that to our notes.
Oh, good idea.
Somewhere. I'll put it somewhere in the middle here, I guess. I mean, my comment I think I posted on Reddit was something to the extent of in before people claim pay to win, because this this is actually just creating opportunities for people who didn't have it before, or new to the community, or they work long hours and can't be hanging out with us streamers that long, unfortunately. So we'll talk about it, but I think it's a good thing, and I poo-poo on the naysayers. But we'll talk about that. I mean, they're not the lunar anklets. People have been able to win those from the landmarks of landmark contests, the phone app thingy where you scan the banners or whatever. So I mean, there's a lot of ways to get the lunar anklet. That one's actually really been available. I'm still going back to the idea that I kind of want them to give a Prime Grappler to everybody who had a or not the Prime Grappler, the Delver's Grappler, to everyone that had a Prime Grappler back in Alpha.
Says the guy who still has his Prime Grappler.
Yeah, well,
Little stinker.
I mean, I'm sure I'll get a Delver's Grappler. They have the same attributes, except the speed that it travels and the speed that it reels you in is just slightly faster. But the distance and the rate of fire is the exact same, and those I would say are the most important features, because that's what's going to save you when you're falling to your death in a cave.
Absolutely, yeah. The rate of fire has to be quick.
Yeah, it's a half second on the Delvers and the Prime Grappler, and I think they're both like 80 or 70 something range, which is pretty damn substantial.
Mm-hmm.
Romsel. So I was watching Yamino when he was doing a broadcast in early beta, and I think someone said, "Hey, you can do the Prime Grappler." So he put one in, and the code worked, and a few other people did. It's like, well, hell, the code works, but we're not going to cheat, so we're going to delete ours. I grabbed mine, and I was like, well, we're going to have a character wipe in 2 weeks, so I'm going to enjoy this. And they never wiped our characters, and they also never removed the Prime Grapplers from the game. I talked to Amit about it a couple times. He said, yeah, no, it's going to be there. Enjoy it. So I've been enjoying it.
Enjoy it while you have it, basically, is what he said, right? I mean,
yeah, and we're in, what is this now, week 17 of the beta, so I've been enjoying it twice as long as I had it in alpha.
Yeah.
Yeah, but either way, I think the idea that people are going to be able to start with the lunar anklet and even the feather in the bottle and the iron pork cutlets and all that stuff on day one because they were able to win it from the streams or get it from the starter packs or whatever is really awesome, because that's going to create people that you can form a group around. It's like, hey, I've got the gem finder's brooch, let's all go gem hunting. You can bring a big old army of people with you gem hunting, rather than everybody just kind of being lost initially and having to build up just to get the early detection tools.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about it as a community building thing. I don't know. I guess I'm torn. We can save it for the show, but I'll withhold my opinion for now.
Okie dokie. Belt only works. Yeah, all the things that enhance jumping and work with double jumps and flight and all that, that only works if you actually jumped. If you fell off of something or you were knocked off of something by an enemy who attacked you, most likely, you will not be able to have that luxury. So you'll have to grapple or doom. You'll fall down a hole and not have any way to double jump, or I don't know, maybe they said something about was a shield or something that we'll be able to use to save ourselves from falling damage, but I don't know.
No, I missed that. Really?
That was
They
a
said
while
something about
ago.
sheep.
I think they talked about that, but plans may have changed since then. Thanks for the follows, folks. All right.
Hey, Romsel sounds like a man after my own heart. He says he's an OCD collector. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, of all the things they're giving away right now, it's the lunar anklet and the feather in a bottle that you're going to wish you had if you don't. So,
well, and I just am glad that they're, in the future that they'll allow you to go ahead and keep your weapons and like mount them on the wall or, in a frame or something, so that you can display like your progression throughout.
Oh yeah.
I think that's cool.
It's especially when you start getting through the tiers of equipment. I don't want to melt down all of my old gear if I don't have to. I'd rather put it in a mannequin and put it on display. And it's like, hey, this is what I was using in the first week of the game, and this is what I was using, 8 weeks in.
I know. I wish you could still
stuff.
keep your. I wish we could have been able to keep some of our stuff from Alpha. That would have been sweet.
Yeah, but anyway, let's get the show started then.
All right.
All right.